So Arsenal had a 3-1 uncomfortable win against Southampton at the Emirates. But regardless, it's a 3-1 win, securing 3 points in what people are regarding as the Starboy Saka Show. We are going to be reviewing the game against Southampton and also giving you some post-match facts about the game. So please press the subscribe button, press the like as well. We really need it. And leave your own comments on the Arsenal game at the weekend. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another DAAAFT. Hope you're having a beautiful and fantastic day because Arsenal had a fantastic game of football. It was not the most comfortable to watch because Southampton gave us a tough game. Before the game, in my preview, I gave the statistic that Arsenal under Mikel Arteta had played Southampton 6 times. No, 7 times. We've won 3, drawn 3, and lost 1. Southampton has always been the pain in Arsenal neck, and it was not different this weekend against them at the Emirates because they came to play against us. I think that because of the history that they had the last time we played them, I believe it was a 3-3 draw in our title race 2 seasons ago in what I regard as a 93% season. They came with the impetus thinking that they can do something, and boy, they nearly did because in the first half, we huffed and puffed and huffed and puffed, and as a matter of fact, they scored the first goal in the game. But before I go into that, next weekend there's going to be a new episode of Scatteryan, a podcast where we discuss society and ask important questions about what goes on in society. Is going to be released 13th of September. Please check that out and leave your own comments as well. Subscribe to Dr. Tove's Corner if you have not done so. The podcast is also available in a lot of audio podcast platform as well, from Spotify to Podbean to Apple Podcasts to Amazon, etc, Boomplay. You can find them there. Check that out as well. Thank you very much. And also, if you like to hear people banter Manchester United, like, they drew against Aston Villa today again, you can check out Run of Play podcast. Run of Play pod right here on YouTube. But coming back to the Arsenal Southampton game, because that is the main crinkum crackum for today. So, starting with the starting 11, I would say I had no problem with the starting 11. I think a lot of Arsenal fans wouldn't have had a problem with the starting 11, right? We have a very, very thin squad, so it is good for us, Mikel Arteta, to rotate. And what better game to rotate than the Southampton game? Southampton has not had any wins this season. As a matter of fact, they only had one draw. Again, they had one draw this season. So it's a good game to rotate. And we had Thomas Partey playing left back. We had the front three of Raheem Sterling, Gabriel Jesus, and Bukayo Starboy Saka. But Partey at right back, that was not a problem because I don't even think he was stressed at all until Cameron Archer's goal. To be fair, I think he was partly to be blamed for that. But overall, he had a good game. He did not really overlap, but there was no need for him to overlap, right? He's not Duran Timber. He's not Benjamin White. But what he did well. He was a stable force. As a matter of fact, the place that Southampton got joy was on the left-hand side, even though I thought Calafiori had a good game, but they had more joy on the left-hand side. Partey did not need to overlap because Havertz and Saka was having a good combination, and sometimes Gabriel Jesus and Saka was also having a good combination, so that was fine. Calafiori, left back, was also roaming everywhere on the pitch. Sometimes you see him on the right. He was everywhere. Like I said in my previous DAAAFT episode, against PSG, Calafiori is what people thought Zinchenko was. And people were saying before the season, because I didn't watch Calafiori when in Italy, I only saw him at the Euros. People would say that his natural position is a centre back, but you would not notice that it was a centre back because he was inverting properly. He was good on the ball, like passing. Everything was spectacular or with Calafiori, but still on still, his wing was the one that was targeted because I believe that everyone knows by now that the left side of Arsenal is always going to be inverted. So if you want to have some joy, go to that wing. But he did not have a bad game anyway. but Diblin had a good game against Calafiori. But anyway, the starting 11 was good. The front four was not that bad. You had Saka, Jesus, Raheem Sterling, and Declan Rice. I was thinking that with that front four, we should be at least battering them like 7-0. And the game looked that way, but the result was not that way because in the first 10 to 15 minutes, we were battering them. I don't know how we did not have a goal. Sterling had some one-on-ones that he did not put away. Kai Havertz had some headers that was not really on target. Saka had some shots that were not really doing anything. And Arsenal played around Southampton. They tried to be compact, but played around them with ease. They put 2-3 people on against Saka. But Saka had the best game of the season so far, in my own opinion. They had most of the time Kyle Walker-Peters and I think it was Manning on Bukayo Saka, but he still dribbled them, was able to be effective nonetheless. However, I still think that we miss Odegaard. Yes, Starboy Saka is our creative outlet, but we still need someone that is going to break the lines with his passes. But no one was really doing that. Jorginho did his best, but it did not lead to anything. At the end of the first half, I was still amazed and shocked that we had not scored a goal. Second half came. I believe that Southampton grew into the game. They thought, oh, we've been doing well so far. Let's take the game to them right now. And a little silly thing from Sterling, as usual, trying to buy a free kick. Southampton hit us on the counter against run of play, and Cameron Archer scored a good goal. I would say it was a good goal, but that goal could have been avoided because while I believe that Saliba could have done better, but he's not the one to be blamed. I blame Thomas Partey because Thomas Partey was trying to close the gap between Cameron Archer and the runner. I don't know Southampton player's name like that, so apologies. But he was in the right position to actually attack the ball. When Cameron Archer shot, he should have attacked the ball. He didn't do anything, and Raya could not save the goal. But anyways, 3 minutes later, Bukayo Saka had a similar thing in reverse this time, intercepted the ball, gave a nice through pass to Kai Havertz, and Kai Havertz shot and scored a goal. I believe that this is one of the times where I'm happy that Kai Havertz shot. Most times, I'm not happy that he shoots because he doesn't really hit the target. He shoots or when he shoots, he scuffs the ball. There's no intent. The only time I've seen him shoot with intent and on target was against Chelsea last season. But this time, he shot with an intent and it went in. It was a good goal. The subsequent shot that he had was not as good as his goal. But, that brought us back into the game 1-1. I think about 10 minutes later, Saka had another immaculate magical moment and crossed the ball to the back post towards Martinelli, and Martinelli scored his goal. Second goal in a row for Martinelli, which is good. Keep scoring. We have so many games to go. Keep scoring this way. Keep scoring because, you start most of the games. Trossard is now playing as the 8, while Odegaard is injured. So, take your chances and score a lot of goals. Hope that boosts you going forward. And then 20 minutes after the second goal, Trossard had his second one-on-one in a space of 5 to 6 minutes, if I remember correctly. He nearly messed that up. The same way he messed up the first one-on-one, he nearly messed up the second one. But Saka just smashed the ball one time with his right foot and, went into the far corner of the post and 3-1. So 2 assists for Bukayo Saka and a goal. Like I said, this was his best performance in an Arsenal shirt this season. I believe that it was Martinelli's best game so far this season for Arsenal as well. And the funny thing is that Raheem Sterling and Gabriel Jesus started, but I don't think that they're ready for the season because in the 60th minute, Arteta had to bring in the cavalry with Havertz, had to bring in the cavalry with Martinelli as well as Leandro Trossard. Okay, about 58 to 60th minutes, you know what I mean. But yeah, so good game overall, 3-1. We did not lose. I'm happy about that. And a quick player rating before we talk about some post-match stats. Or should I do some post-match stats first? Let's do some post-match facts first. So, as usual, I'm going to give you some post-match facts from Opta. but you can also find this on the Arsenal website if you want to. Here are some post-match facts. So Arsenal has never lost a home Premier League game against Southampton. We've played 25. We've won 17 and drawn 8, which is the most one side has faced another on home soil in the competition without ever losing. Bowling, Arsenal as always. I'm going to skip the second one. Arsenal secured their 400th home Premier League victory against Southampton, becoming just the second side to reach this milestone after Manchester United. They have 428 wins as the season is going, and the last 3 seasons has gone on. Maybe we might, be the one to have the most wins. Right now, Old Trafford is really like Old Stratford. It's basically a shopping mall. You can go in there, shop your 3 points, and go home. But check out Run of Play for all this kind of content. Kai Havertz became the first player to score in 7 consecutive home games for Arsenal in all competition since Robin van Persie. Does that mean that he's as good or better than Robin van Persie? Remains to be seen. But obviously, Van Persie was a better striker, better finisher. But we'll see how his Arsenal career pans out. So far, he has, I think, one more goal contribution to better what he did or to equal what he did at Chelsea overall. I think 91 games he played for Chelsea and had 26 goal contributions. And so far he's played 44 for Arsenal and has 25 goal contributions, goals and assists altogether. So one more game in this kind of form and he's going to equal his Chelsea record. Come on, Havertz, you can do it. And the last post-match fact for the day is that Bukayo Saka has assisted in 6 of Arsenal's 7 Premier League games this season. 7 in total, 3 more than any other player in 2024-2025. So he has the most assists so far. And the funny thing is that people don't want to give him his world-class title. Again, I don't know what the definition of world-class is. I know that he is better than a lot of the people that they are comparing to him. Whatever it is, his agenda is an Arsenal agenda. Who knows? People don't like Arsenal. People don't want to give Arsenal credit. But you know what it is. They're even comparing Palmer to Bukayo Saka. I even heard some Tottenham fans comparing Brennan Johnson to Bukayo Saka. But one thing is for sure, Bukayo Saka is the benchmark for all young English players. So take that how you will. Anyway, he provided 2 assists in a single league game for the second time. First time he did it was against Brentford in September 2022. And only Haaland and Cole Palmer has more Premier League goal involvements than Saka. They both have 10 each, whereas Saka has 9 in total with 2 goals and 7 assists. Long may it continue. Saka is hungry. He said it again after the PSG games, I believe on CBS Golazo, that, they want to win something. He's tired of coming runner-up. And I'm with him as well. I'm tired of coming runner-up. Let's win something. The boys are hungry. Let's go for it. So a quick player rating after this post-match. Start some player ratings. Starting with David Raya. David Raya, I would say. Oh no, let's do team performance first. That's how I like to do it. Team performance, I would say is 7 out of 10. It could have been a 10 if we scored like 5 or 6 goals with the chances that we had, the amount of possessions that we had. Sterling was wasteful. Havertz was wasteful. Jesus was non-existent and very, very wasteful. Martinelli was wasteful. Trossard was wasteful. So many wastes. Grice was wasteful. Jorginho was wasteful. Too many wasteful things. But anyways, so team performance, 7 out of 10. Individual player ratings, that Raya, I would say, had a good performance. Lots of shot stopping, came to collect crosses as usual. Calafiori, I believe that he had a very good performance. Yes, he faded in the second half, but a very good performance. Yes, also Southampton were able to penetrate us through his positioning, but it's not because of that he was doing something wrong. It's just because, sometimes it is what it is. We're too forward that Southampton were able to, find a space to come through. So very good performance for Calafiori for me. William Saliba, I'll say a very good performance. We could have done better with the goal, but I blame Thomas Partey for that one. Gabriel Stone Cold Magalhaes, I would say a very good performance as well. He was assured. Most of the time, he was even playing as a 10. That's how high and comfortable that Arsenal were. He was just in the final third for most part of the game. It was just Saliba at the back and sometimes Thomas Partey. So very good performance for Gabriel Stone Cold Magalhaes. For Thomas Partey, I would say a very good performance. He had a very good performance. Yes, I blame him for the goal, but the finishing was still a very good finishing. A late curve in the last minute into the net. So very good performance for Thomas Partey. Jorginho, I would say a good performance. A good performance. He tried to break the lines with his passes sometimes, long the ball a couple of times to Gabriel Jesus, but it was not to be. Set up Sterling lots of times, but again, it was not meant to be. But good performance from Jorginho. Declan Rice, I would say had an alright performance. He huffed and puffed, tried to make things happen, but I don't think he was as effective as compared to other games. So Declan Rice for me is going to be an alright performance. That's my perspective, from the way I watched the game. On the left hand side, we had Raheem Sterling. Raheem Sterling had a good game. Unfortunately, it was not clinical. He was not able to get a goal. He was not able to provide an assist. But overall, he was a pain in the neck, dribble, running around, and the same thing, the usual things you expect from Raheem Sterling. But we need end product, my guy. I can't keep complaining about this. I didn't sign him. We know what Sterling is about, trying to buy free kicks, trying to buy corner kicks. But when it matters the most, I'll say yeah. But he had effect. He had an effect or an impact in the PSG game. So I'll not shoot him down too much for this one. But good performance for Raheem Sterling. Gabriel Jesus. We won 3-1. We won 3-1. I would say all right performance, but he needs to recover his form. I know that this is tight competition for spaces. Havertz has come and bumped him down the pecking order. Havertz is doing way better than he is right now, but you need to pick yourself up. You can't just think that you're just going to be the striker forever or the first nine forever. Someone is doing better than you, so you need to pick yourself up. Martinelli is picking himself up. You can do that as well. So all right performance anyway for Gabriel Jesus. Bukayo, Starboy Saka, 2 assists and a goal. That is an excellent performance from Bukayo Saka. He was dribbling people, taking people on, shooting, crossing, trying to make things happen. I think he had he had the best offensive statistic of any Arsenal player yesterday. So, excellent performance. The subs that came on, Gabriel Martinelli, excellent performance. His goal was fantastic. Leandro Trossard, good performance. He could have done better with his one-on-ones. He's trying to go all the way by himself, trying to score a fantastic, wonderful goal. But good performance overall from him. Kai Havertz, excellent performance as well. He was immense when he came on. Kivio came on as well in the 90th minute. So I'm just going to say for Kivio, all right performance for Kivio. Who else came on for Arsenal that I'm missing? Tomiyasu had an alright performance as well. I didn't really see his impact, but just like him and just like Kivio, both of them came to have some minutes in their legs, which they did. So alright performance for them. The manager, I'm going to say a very good performance. I'll give him an 8 out of 10. An 8 out of 10. And the reason why I'm giving an 8 out of 10 is because, he has set up the boys to be able to adapt properly. We now play a game whereby even if when we take the lead, it seems like we drop off, but the boys are comfortable. And I believe they asked him after the PSG game is that the way he wants Arsenal to play, and he said he doesn't want us to play like that. He wants us to be on the front foot all the time. I'm paraphrasing, but that's what he was implying. He wants us to play on the front foot all the time. However, sometimes the game demands that you have to sit back and counter and stuff like that, which we did. If you want us to play counter attacking football, we will. If you want us to be on the front foot, we will. If you want us to play route one football, long in the ball, we will. Any style, if you want us to beat the press, again, we will. You set up the boys for different variety. At the start of the season, I asked an important question: the versatility of Arsenal players. Is it that Mikel Arteta talks about? Is it positional versatility, or player versatility. And so far as at game 7, I believe that question has been answered. It is both. It is both positional versatility and player versatility, because you see Trossard playing in different positions, Saka playing different positions during the game, Calafiori sometimes on the left, on the right, in the middle, up front, Gabriel Magalhaes, playing as a 10 sometimes. So I believe that it's both. Arsenal players are very, very versatile and tactically sound now because of what Mikel Arteta is doing, and Eric Ten Hag would want to take a page and learn from him. But anyways, has been Daft. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Please press the like button and subscribe. Help us grow the channel. And also check out Katayan podcast once again next weekend in international break. While there's no football, club football, you can listen to our take on society and what is going on. And until the next episode, stay safe, stay curious, question everything. Use your brain. SCFR. Psst, psst. Oi. Subscribe. Press subscribe. Thank you.